On this episode of the John1911 Podcast, a review of SHOT Show 2018, the Franklin Armory Reformation, building a shooting tower, and why I am joining the gun owners of America. Okay, good morning, everybody. This is Marky and Freeze, and this is episode 84 of the John1911 Podcast. How was your night, Freeze?
Yeah, not too bad. You know, long, tired.
Yeah. You worked last night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, I did.
So, all right. Well, SHOT Show is over. Well, I'm glad we all got through that, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, I'm just kidding. We didn't go.
I'm just burnt out on the SHOT Show. I mean, look, a lot of great stuff comes out of it. You know, I mean, that's where I'm assuming everyone listening knows what the SHOT Show is. But the truth is, and I was actually talking to a guy a couple nights ago about this. I said, you know, I like to wait for the dust to settle because, you know, I can't get excited about seeing, 15 of the newest free-floating AR handguards coming out. You know, I just don't care. So you need to wait, a week or two for the dust to settle to find basically who stands and who falls.
Yeah.
What's exciting out of the SHOT Show? Right now, the only thing I see really that excites me is Brownells. And
oh, yeah. That's probably best of show.
The fact that they're manufacturing, complete firearms instead of just the parts is pretty exciting. And look, a week or two or a month from now, we may be talking about a couple other exciting things coming out of the show. But, you just got to weed through all the BS that comes out of it. Because you know what? I really don't care about the new SOG tactical folding dagger sheath hatchet knife. I don't care.
I know.
Yeah,
I used to work SHOT. See, I guess there's a lot of people that go to SHOT, and there's people that maybe they go and that to them they're working it. When I say work it, I mean actually like worked it for a major manufacturer at a booth. Like I wasn't some dude walking around. And so it was you had to get there, but you were there before the show, and then you had to do all the teardown. It's a long week, and yeah. I thought I'd get to a point that I miss going to the SHOT Show, and I'll tell you what, it's not yet. I still,
you're not there yet.
I mean, I have to admit, I thoroughly enjoy just being like, let me get on the internet and see what's new this year. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I mean, literally, I can be in my pajamas, drinking a cup of coffee, looking at the computer for 5 minutes and being like, oh, that's cool. That, as opposed to all of that drama just to go there.
Yeah, so. Well, like what did I see the other day? One of the items, it was, I forget what they even call it, but it's some kind of an attachment that attaches to the rail of your AR, and it has a retractable, I guess, spring-loaded, like, spiked bayonet that comes out. And it's like, Jesus, really?
I had not heard that. I wasn't aware of that.
But you know what? At the end of the day, I wish that was my product, because there are going to be so many tactical douches that are going to buy this thing.
You know what? Sometimes you buy stuff not because it's good to buy it. Sometimes you buy stuff because out of principle. You know what I mean? Like, I want this because America, because reasons, and I hadn't heard of the spring-loaded bayonet. And
well, but okay, you know what? Let me play the other side of that coin. Okay. We have two ARs that we can slap, an M4 bayonet right onto it, or an M9 bayonet for that matter, either one. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the ARs, we've got several of them that there's just no way to attach a bayonet to them. So, but hey, if you do happen to want a bayonet for whatever bizarre reason, here's a spring-loaded spiky that'll attach right to your bottom rail.
Yeah,
So
you know what? I'm gonna throw the spring-loaded bayonet a bone here. And actually, I mean, because I literally just heard of this. I had no idea this existed. But, look, I got to update the website and kind of reflect some of the, who we are and the changes and kind of, really reflect, kind of really who we are. One thing we're not gear reviewers. So, and not that we're not interested in new stuff, but, we've had a few companies reach out and say, hey, we have this product. Would you be interested in taking a look at it? Or would you be interested in changing your mind on it? And generally speaking, the answer is, at least so far, it's been no. I'm not saying it's always going to be no, but it's been no, because if something out there that we want, we would buy it. I will say, if a company that would I buy a spring-loaded bayonet? No. But if the company that makes the spring-loaded bayonet said, we would like to give you one for you to play with, and if you feel like talking about it on your social media, would you be interested? I actually would say yes. That's a difference. If it's free, and I actually would take that. There's a lot of free stuff I won't even bother with. I would take that.
Yeah. Whatever.
Speaking of the Brownells guns, I want to talk to you about that. I think that's a really good move. For the people out there that don't know what we're talking about, Brownells has decided, everyone's into the retro guns, I guess. That's what we call them, like the old-timey guns, the old-timey ARs, like the ARs that you and I had when we were kids. I mean, seriously, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, everything was a triangle handguard and everything was 20 inches long. That was an AR back then.
Yeah.
And like, even like the Colt SP1 or whatever it is, A1 that we have, that's worth a fair amount of money.
Actually, we are so into that on the right side.
Yes.
Unlike the Martini Henry.
You know what? That dude hasn't called me yet, and I'm afraid to call him because I know it's going to be like $1,000. Okay.
We are so on the wrong side of that rifle. It's incredible.
Focus on the AR right now. I'm still drinking my coffee.
No, look, I mean, that rifle actually is worth a pretty good chunk of coin.
They're going for about $2,000. I mean, depending.
Yeah, and we don't have near that in it.
Oh, God, no.
I mean, look, it wasn't a cheap build. I mean, it's not like it was a $500 build. Don't get me wrong. We got a couple of bucks in it, but nowhere near what it's actually worth. We're into that really, really good.
But to kind of loop that back into the Brownells thing a little bit, we found part of that gun outside of DC. And then we decided it was in a unique situation, and so we rescued it. And then we decided to go ahead and try to, got to make it complete because we didn't have an A1. And we did that. However, if at that moment, if the Brownells retro guns were out, and I had seen this upper at the time, I would have probably said, I'll just get a Brownells. I don't need to deal with this.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Because we did not know that we were going to be we could not predict the future, and we did not know we were going to be on the right side of that Colt SP1 build. Whereas,
and honestly, when we first got the upper, and because between buying the upper and completing the project, how much time went by? Almost a year, maybe. It's been
I don't think it was a year. You did all the work on that.
I mean, but we didn't. I mean, it was some time. I mean, because it wasn't like a pressing project. It was like, the upper came our way at a really good price.
The upper came from DC, and the lower came from Alaska.
Yeah, and even though I wasn't real pleased with the price point on the lower.
Hold on, hashtag C to Shining Sea Rifle.
Yeah, really. Okay. I mean, I wasn't. I would have liked to have gotten the lower a little bit better than we did, but honestly, the serial number range, I mean, basically the lower we had was the right lower. It was what we wanted. And it was like, well, you know what? Get it. You know, it was one of those deals.
The rifle, to be correct, had to be put together correctly. And the rifle is so good. You would, going forward, unless we document that it's not, that is an original gun, never been broken apart.
Oh man, I mean the park rising matches.
I know it's
crazy. But the truth is, I mean, we had no idea when we started this project that all of a sudden the retro ARs would come into fashion and all these people would like be, you know, trying to build the retro AR. I mean, guys have always done it, but now, like, it seems like in the past 6 or so months, it's really become a thing. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we had no idea when we jumped into it, because actually neither one of us are really that big fans or, you know, crazy into the, you know.
We're not AR kids.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And
well, hold on. Before we go too far afield here, do you know the price, the MSRP of the Brownells AR, of the AR-15-ish rifles? Do you know?
Do I know the MSRP?
Yeah.
No. No, I don't.
I do.
I figured they were going to be around $2,500.
Oh no! Colt came out with $2,500 guns at like the last SHOT Show, and everybody had a cow because it's like it's not even really made by Colt. Oh no! You know what? On all of the M16A1, there's the 20-inch, there's the XM little Commando Sante gun. You know, there's an Air Force gun, an A1, a Commando gun. I can't remember what the third.
Isn't there a Stoner? Like an early Stoner or something like that?
I don't know, but these are the 5.56 guns. Those guns, MSRP, they're for sale right now on Brownells' website. They're shipping right now, $12.99.
Wow.
Seriously. Holy shit.
That's probably less money than what we have in the SP1 build. Maybe not, but it's right around the same.
It's literally about the same. It's within $100.
Yeah,
it's within $100.
That's crazy.
That's fan-fucking-tastic.
But getting back to what you were saying earlier, I mean, if we would have known that, you know, a year ago that Brownells was going to be doing this, truth is we probably wouldn't have bought any of these components. We'd have just bought Brownells, you know, repro.
Yeah. And, you know, you know, what's happened is, I mean, this is a good example of kind of your side of the conversation, because the Colt stuff, you know, look, I mean, I'm not being disrespectful. A lot of them listen to us. You know who they are because you know the collector market. I kind of just know how they think. You know, the Colt guys have run these Colt guns up so high that it's gotten skewed, and the market has just corrected it. These, you know, $2,000, $2,200, $2,500 for these Colt SP1 guns.
Oh, it's crazy.
That's crazy. That is crazy for these guns.
I mean, look. It's nice to have, you know, a Colt, you know, a retro Colt and all that. I mean, that's fantastic. It's nice to have one, but I'll be honest with you, with the money that they're getting for them, man, you can build or buy a whole hell of a lot of AR for that kind of money. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, you can buy a hot shit AR. For that kind of money.
Oh yeah, you're into the boutique, like tactical ARs at that point. Check this out.
Yeah.
So these I'm still waking up. I slept late today. The Brownells guns, the 5.56 guns, all have 1 in 12 twist rates, just like our Colt. So I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm sure if you laid them side by side, there might be something that. But my understanding is they even put in like fake roll pins into these builds, because like the early Colt gun, like maybe the one you're referring to, the early Stoner one, like has some kind of pin that retains the buffer tube. So they didn't actually, it's not real. It's just cosmetic. But so you could tell. I mean, they really did their work on these guns. But here is to blow your hair back and just shock of the retro guns. They also released the AR-10 308s retro guns.
Yeah.
And I got the prices on those too. I got them from a guy that was at SHOT Show. I think he wants to write for us, and you know, it's like, I guess. He ran. I asked him what the price was. He's like, I'll run back over there and ask him. I'm like, dude, don't do that. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It'll be on the internet. No. I'm going to be over there anyway. I'm like, all right, okay. He told me the Brownells AR-10 retro guns are $13.99.
Wow, that's really impressive.
And here's the thing, like, let me go ahead. Like, I don't know that much about the AR-10s, and like I have to think about this to be completely sure before I say it. I can't think of every gun that's ever been in the Armory or in the Armory, or that you've ever had. I mean, it would be way too many. I do not believe, as I recall, as I'm testifying before the Senate right now, I do not recall at this time, Senator, ever owning an AR-10. I don't think I've ever bought onto that system. Here's the thing, the early AR-10, Stoner AR-10s with the full carry handle, and they've got the little the charging handles inside the carry handle on the top. That's what these are. You can't find those. All of those guns are Class 3 collector's items.
Oh, yeah.
And they're selling that gun. You can get Brown Furniture. My understanding, $13.99, 1 in 10 twist rate. I was like, I would buy that. Just to take it out to the range, dude, and just plink with it, and just to have it as a reference gun. That's cool as shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and if those price point, if those MSRPs are correct, wow.
Yeah.
These things are like super affordable for everybody.
Yeah, and you know the AR guys, because you're doing some AR stuff. I think it was Faxon's doing the barrels, maybe Arrow is doing the receivers, maybe.
Yeah, Arrow's doing the lowers, Faxon's doing the barrels, and I mean, all the furniture is Brownells Repro Furniture, and I don't know who's making furniture for them, but you know,
because you had mentioned Arrow to me the other day. I'd never heard of Arrow. Like, I have no idea who that is, and you were trying to explain to me. I guess they're a respected AR company. I never heard of them. Never heard of them.
They're respected. What's Arrow? Arrow builds, a decent lower at a pretty moderate price point. You know, it's you can, they're affordable. You're not buying the Spikes Tactical molded penis lower for $500.
Stop.
Well, I mean, they're the ones that do all the faces and and the phallic symbols and all that crazy bullshit.
Oh, wait a minute, I got. Do they really do phallic? I mean, because I wouldn't.
Nah,
okay,
no,
I don't know.
They do like Spartan helmets and Predator skulls and all that kind of crap built into molded to like the front of the mag.
Tell you what, you got to be careful when you're playing in that end of the pool, because I know a particular firearms manufacturer that used a Spartan helmet on one of their firearms, and they got sued by the NCAA.
well, I'll tell you what.
And that is someone who you never want to get sued by.
Now, I heard this down the pipe. I don't know if we talked about this, but I tell you what, all these people doing the Predator skull, Punisher skull. I heard Marvel's been cracking down and suing people for copyright infringement, whereas before trademark. But you see, and look, I could be wrong on this. This is just like bits and pieces that I heard. In the past, from what I understand, Marvel never really gave a shit.
I don't believe that for one goddamn second. I don't believe for one goddamn second that a goddamn comic book company didn't go after people for stealing their shit. No goddamn way.
No. I mean, look at. You have to look at it this way. Comic book companies are weird. Comic book people are a little weird, and I don't mean that in a bad way. No, I don't mean that in a bad way. They're just their own little circle.
I knew a guy growing up that collected comic books, and he was a little weird.
Okay, but I believe Disney bought Marvel.
Oh fuck!
And
right. You know what?
And
that,
you know how
God.
You know how Disney is.
Jesus, dude, going up against, you know what? I'll use a comic book reference here, or like a fantasy reference. Going up against Disney is like going up against the Borg. I mean, that is like,
yeah.
I mean, if you think goddamn Google is a fucking monster company, Disney Disney is straight up gangster. Look, they will fucking bear you.
There's two organizations out there that defend their trademarks. I mean they'll kill you in the process, and that's the NFL and Disney.
Well, hold on. I want to say this. Dude, I'm just having fun right now. Don't forget H&K, but don't say anything.
Wow. One day we'll have to tell that story.
Yeah. No, we love you guys. We don't give a fuck.
Wow.
If there was a company that was going to try to put us out of business, it was H&K.
It was.
Have you ever had to pay hourly lawyer rates and half the fucking lawyers are German? It is fucking scary shit.
Yeah, it is.
Getting this shit from Germany.
I mean, we've had people tell us you're being naughty to stop, but we've never actually had attorneys talk before.
Yeah, well, no, we've had but Freeze is talking about the T-shirt. We're talking, some of the T-shirts that we made, and fucking H&K. Fucking came after us because we were so afraid. We never even talked about it. It was H&K's like the right
shit and move on.
They were not joking, but we're gonna get off that. There wasn't they were like, we're gonna send you a letter and we expect you to respond. No, dude, they were writing up the complaint. They were heading to court. They were going to hit us. They were going to hit us in the U.S. and they were going to hit us in the EU. Okay, let me get off this. Let's talk about the highlights of the SHOT Show. Just some of the stuff I've seen, and I thought maybe you might you might find it interesting as well. I don't know shit about any of this stuff, but it's just kind of interesting.
Yeah.
The DP12 pump. Double feed, whatever, shotgun made by Standard Shotgun or something out of Connecticut. They came out a couple years ago. It's considered a really well-made shotgun, and I've been kind of looking at those. I'm not a big bullpup guy, but I think they're so interesting. I think they're worth having as a reference gun. Yeah. I mentioned that because that gun just got knocked on its ass. IWI out of Israel. I think they're called IWI now. I used to call them IMI. IWI has come out with a semi-auto bullpup shotgun.
Yeah.
This thing, it's semi-auto. And it looks like, dude, this thing looks like out of the movie Aliens, like the Space Marines with the plasma rifle and the 40-watt range. This thing looks like a monster. And it holds, I'm going to have to look it up. It holds, I don't know how many rounds, is it the TS12, 15, it holds 16 rounds, 15 plus 1. So it's got these, so I'm guessing here, okay?
Yeah.
and you've seen these on the aftermarket for shotguns. You know, a standard pump shotgun's got the tube, or even a semi-auto shotgun's got the tube that goes underneath the barrel. Then you've seen products where people will bolt on this system where you'll feed from the tube, you'll empty the tube, and then you'll rotate it, and then you'll keep pumping it and empty that tube and rotate it. It'll be like a cylinder, and it'll have multiple tubes on it. This is a bullpup shotgun that looks like it's got a tube system, and when you empty a tube, I can't remember if soon as you switch, where your hand is to forearm, like the dust cover of like a 1911 on this thing, or the underside of an AR, you rotate the tube, it automatically drops another round into the chamber, and you ready to rock. It's this thing. I mean, this thing looks crazy, and I'm sure, like, in the real world, this will turn into be a very hated thing. But this thing is so pushy and so innovative. I'm like, that's interesting.
Yeah,
because
we'll see if it stands up to the test of time.
You know, and
so is
supposedly you can do slug select on it and all that, but at the end of the day, dude, you got 16 rounds and a semi-auto shotgun. If you can't solve your problem in 16 rounds, you got bigger problems. Yeah,
brother.
I'm not a big slug select guy with shotguns. I think that's just making shit hard. I know there's guys out there think that I'm sinning, but whatever.
No, man, I'll tell you what. I'd rather than have 16 slugs, I'd rather have 16 loads of number 5 buck.
You know, my opinion is it's just like, you know, just run the gun with all of it. I mean, you got a side saddle, you got to. If you want slugs, just run the whole gun with slugs. If you want high brass, crazy buckshot, just run the whole thing with crazy buck.
So this is called the TS-12?
The Transsexual 12, yes.
So is this made by Tavor then?
IWI, yeah. Tavor is the brand.
Yeah.
IWI is IWI makes it.
Yeah, so this is a Tavor branded shotgun then.
Yeah, because the Tavor is, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
This thing is really interesting.
Well, I mean, look, the truth is, if it's, I think
it's got choke tubes in it. I mean, I think it's got removable chokes in it even. This is an interesting gun.
Look, they know bullpup technology. If they put the same rifle technology into the shotgun, then this thing should work fine.
Yeah.
We'll see.
There's another product. I think it's... Is it Lyman? Let me see here. I have to type this. I'm sorry. I'm not really organized right now this morning. But I saw this, and I thought this was so innovative. I was like, okay. Lyman introduces the Guardian grip for small frame revolver. Hold on. No, that's not it. Okay, anyway, here it is. Let me describe it. Like a J-frame revolver. You know, you and I we're bigger dudes. We got bigger hands. J-frames are cool, but, you know, and some of these little pocket pistols, the issue is, you know, your pinky, depending on, you know, how the frame of the gun, your pinky's maybe floating on the gun unless you put an oversized grip on it. And that kind of, you're getting into the footprint of maybe compromising why people carry these itty-bitty revolvers to begin with.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
They've got this grip. You've seen like some of these guns where, say, somewhere on the grip there'll be a little button and it'll activate a laser. You know, they've been doing that for years.
Sure.
Lyman's got some kind of grip where you push a button on this grip, and instead of it activating a laser, a little trapezoidal floor plate drops out of the bottom of the grip and gives your pinky a place to rest. It's
I'd have to see that.
When you see this, you're going to be like, damn. It's like a triangular, you know, like, I'm trying to think how to describe what this would look like. But it's the front of it is obviously, it's not open, it's enclosed, but it's like spring loaded and it recesses up into the butt of the gun. You push a little button and the thing drops out and locks, and you've got a place to put your you got a full size. You've got all fingers on a J frame itty bitty gun without putting a big grip on. It's really interesting. I was like, it's 2018 and we're still coming out with shit that no one's thought of. I think, for a gun that's 100-year-old design, 120-year-old design. I mean, it's really interesting. I thought that was that. I mean, is it going to be vaporware? Is it going to be real? Because look, I'm going to throw you a boat. Is it going to be like the ballista that never actually fucking came out? It came out like 5 years later and, you can get it in 338 and, suck my dick if you want another caliber. So I thought that was interesting. The Hudson, right?
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah.
They've come out with an aluminum frame gun, and they've dropped. My understanding is it's dropped a fair amount of weight off that gun.
Really,
like half a pound off of it.
That's pretty huge.
And they've also, I think, they may have changed a little bit of their machining on the slide. Some of the angles, so it's less machining steps, and it also may maybe drop a half ounce or something. So, they've got their lightweight gun out, which I think I support. I support the Hudson. Am I going to carry one? Do I think it's, I hope they make it. And I more than hope they make it. I'd be willing to buy a gun just to show real support for them. But, I'm not going to carry it as a primary. No, go ahead.
Well, what I found interesting, I heard a blurb. I don't know.
Oh, I'm kind of losing you there. Are you there? Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right.
Hello?
Yeah, I got you. Okay, I got you.
Okay.
Can you hear me? You kind of cut out.
Yeah, I can. Okay. No, what I was saying, I heard a blurb. I don't know anything about it. I haven't really taken the time to, dig into it because, well, like I said, I like to let the dust settle from SHOT Show, before I start digging into it. But Palmetto State Armory introduced an MP5 clone at SHOT Show this year.
That's interesting. Are you sure it wasn't PTR?
No, PSA.
So PSA is making a roller gun? Or are they bringing it in?
I don't know. Again, I haven't dug deep enough into it, but PSA introduced it at the SHOT Show.
What's the cost?
I don't know. I have not dived into it. There's everyone's got videos out, from live from the SHOT Show, and I believe there's a couple Palmetto State Armory YouTube videos talking about it, and I haven't watched any of them. I will eventually get around to it, but
that's interesting because for two reasons. I mean, look, I think everybody should have an MP5, even a semi-auto or SBR or pistol, because I think they're historically interesting guns, and I think they're fun. The problem is the prices. Even for like the stuff that's coming in from like Zenith, it's like, fuck you guys. I mean, it's just, no one's paying. It's not a real gun, and it's kind of, you've gone too far afield for it to be historically really accurate as a reference gun, and they're too expensive to be a substitute for the regular market, and that's why none of these guns ever take off. You know what I mean? It's just but here's the thing: if PSA will make an MP5, if they would come out with like an HK33, like a 223 variant, that would be interesting.
Yeah, I think they're calling it the PSA 5.
The PSA 5, that's interesting. FN is now doing. FN is finally decided to start making AR pistols.
Yeah, I heard that. Maybe we were talking about that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I heard it from someone.
Yeah, you heard it from me.
Okay.
They introduced.
It's a smart move.
I mean,
it's going to be a $9,000 pistol because it's coming from FN, but
yeah, hopefully it won't be that much. But I mean,
yeah, well, you know how FN gets.
But when you start chopping these guns down to be shorties, you start having, it's not as simple as just chopping them down. You need to start messing with a little bit of the gas system. And if you just want a gun that's going to run, I mean, I would be comfortable if somebody came to me and said, I want to get a pistol AR, and hold on. I had to clear my throat. If I had to get a pistol AR, and I'm debating X company and FN, I'd be like, get the FN. I mean, I would have no problem just telling someone to get the FN.
Yeah. Look, there's no doubt FN makes a fine product. My problem with FN is the MSRP on all their crap.
Yeah, I don't think their ARs are too bad. I think FN's only real they're high obviously on the SCAR. They've also now officially brought in the SCAR PDW. I don't know if they're calling it the SCAR PDW but it's their itty bitty. It's a pistol. It's a SCAR 16 factory pistol, but it's SBR'd. It's got the little MP5 type telescoping stock on it. It's for military law enforcement because it's a select fire gun. But they're so close to being able to turn that into a pistol and sell a 16S pistol that I suspect they'll do it.
Well, I mean, honestly, look, converting a SCAR to a pistol should be super easy.
For really. FN, yeah. I mean, actually, even for if you're a user at home and you have a SCAR, if you look around at guys that chop their barrels, like I've thought about chopping the barrel on my SCAR. If you chop it too much, you're going to have to get in there and you're going to have to open up the gas system. What you could do, because the entire it's $1,000, as opposed to having it chopped, it probably cost you, $150, but chopped and threaded and whatever, $150, $175, $200, is you can buy an entire barrel and assembly from FN because they sell the barrel with the gas system all as a unit, and you could just buy a 12-inch. I don't know what they sell. I mean, they think they have a 10. I think they may have a 12. They may have a 14. I'm not sure, but I know that I'm pretty sure they have a 10 and a 12. This PDW might be like a 7-inch barrel or something. It's this gun's little.
Yeah.
And I thought that was interesting. I mean, the average listener to this, there's basically, I only know of only the SWAT guys that listen to us are ever going to have a chance to buy that gun. So, I mean, because it's mil LE only. But that was interesting. I thought of you, and I saw this. And, at first I was like, this is so dumb. But then I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, this may not be dumb. Mossberg has come out with a mag system for their 590 shotguns.
Well, I tell you what I find interesting about that is people have tried that in the past.
Oh, yeah, we've seen it.
And it's not been very successful. I would like to see Mossberg's system be successful. Because
it depends on the manual of arms.
I like the concept of it, but I mean, man, I know 3 or 4 different companies over the years have tried it, and it just never worked. But if Mossberg has a system out that they claims works on the 590, I tell you what, I'd be interested in picking up a conversion.
Here's
just to try it out. Yeah. I like the concept.
Here's my argument on theoretically on the 590 pump mag system thing. Reloading with interchangeable, they've got 5, 10, 15, and 20 round magazines. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Here, look, there's guys out there who have spent their entire careers mastering the pump shotgun. And
yes.
It's a skill. The shotgun has one fundamental flaw. And the problem with the shotgun is you keep the goddamn thing runs out of ammo real quick, so you're constantly having to feed it.
Yes.
Here's the thing. Whether you're feeding it over the top or whether you're, sliding them in or, there's all these, select to pull it off the side saddle. And, and you can, all the guys that do this and they're really good at it, they're going to look at this mag system and they're going to give all kinds of reason as to why this is bullshit. Here's the problem. Here's why I think they could be wrong. And it depends on the manual of arms. If you're someone that you got a shotgun, you're law enforcement. Whatever it is, you got your shotgun and it's ready to rock. And boom, 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 something goes really bad. It's empty or you're about to get empty. If all you have to do is pull down and rock a mag into it and it'll automatically start pulling out of the magazine, and you don't have to do like any crazy lockouts or something, that's a game changer for shotguns. Yeah. Because if you basically run them normal, keep them light and trim, you don't have to hang 100 shells off of them on the outside. Realistically in the real world, if you really need more ammo, boom, drop the mag in it. That's interesting. That on paper is interesting.
No, I agree. I agree. I like I said, I would like to see it work well and be successful, because in the past, every mag conversion I've seen they just never worked right, but if this one works and it runs, man, I like the concept. I like it.
Yeah, I'm just curious because I'm looking at it and I'm looking at the bottom of the receiver where the mag goes in. I can see probably a mag release, some kind of retention. I mean, I doubt you're going to be able to retrofit old shotguns to run this. It would probably be.
You're going to have to buy the 590 with the mag.
I don't know that. But here's the thing: like, am I going to buy another 590 shotgun? Because I've got a 5. Yeah, probably not. I mean, I wouldn't.
No, but who knows if 5 years down the road a used one comes by at a decent price? That doesn't necessarily mean that
5 years down the road, if a used one comes at a decent price and it's not and it's because it's used and not because it was a total flaming turd failure. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're like, oh yeah, well maybe I'll play with that. Well, I'll take another gun. See what else was there? I doubt you know what this is. I just do, and I didn't pay that much attention. I just wanted to figure out enough about it to figure it out. Have you heard of the Franklin? First of all, have you ever heard of Franklin Armory? I had not. Did you hear about this rifle called the Reformation? And I use the term rifle loosely.
That is the one that is actually considered a firearm instead of a rifle. I'm familiar with it, strangely enough, but God, I watched some video maybe a week or so ago with some guy talking about this, trying to basically the video was describing the difference between a rifle and a firearm, or the way it comes out on your 4473.
Well, no, it's not It's not in the 4473. It's how it's defined in the federal in the laws that they use to regulate guns.
Yes,
the definition of a rifle talks about having rifling. This gun doesn't have twisted rifling, and what they do is that it has straight line. It's not going to call it rifling, but it's got straight line guides in it. So it's not a rifle because it doesn't have a rifled barrel.
But it's not, when you purchase it on the 4473, it's purchased as a firearm, not a rifle or a pistol or whatever. Yeah, in the definition is the all important part.
Well, yeah, I don't know if that. Yeah, the definition under the law, I don't think it really affects your 4473. It affects their ability to sell it.
But it does affect it because of the things you can do with this gun.
Yeah, because it's a short. It's got a stock on it. It's got a short barrel on it.
But what I'm saying is on your 4473, if it says rifle.
Yeah, I guess, you know what? I haven't looked that closely at 4473s. Is it a handgun? Is it a rifle? Is it a shotgun? Is it a firearm? And you know what? I haven't looked. So, but here a couple things I found out about this. You can shoot regular ammo through it, but apparently it's designed to shoot some kind of, how do I say this? Like, I would say MIRV ammo. Like, if you, but you're not gonna know what the hell MIRV is. Kind of like how like an arrow or a, like an arrow. All arrows have a head on it, and then they have like flechettes on the back. They've got this weird bullet that basically is, it's got weight in the front, and it's got some kind of drag in the back. And this gun with that special ammo, so it's like, will shoot, I don't know what they were saying, like it'll shoot, I think, under an MOA at something. But they're saying that you can put regular old ammo in it and shoot 4 MOA.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. As a truck gun or a car gun or a house gun,
4 MOA is fine.
Yeah, you're shooting fucking 100 feet.
Yeah. Well, but the thing about this is with this Reformation, because it's a firearm and not a rifle, you can have a 7.5 or a 10.5 inch barrel on it without SBR in it. You don't have to get a tax stamp. There's no NFA paperwork. You don't have to have it registered as an SBR because it's not a rifle; it's a firearm.
You know what? I thought I'd said. You know what? I just occurred to me. I may not have actually said that. So yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's a way to have an Yeah, it's a way to have an SBR. It's a trick. It's a way to. It's the way to thread the needle to get an SBR and not have to pay the tax stamp or be registered as an SBR.
Yes.
And that's interesting. And, and we're looking at a time where they're trying to take away bump stocks, but they're going to allow this.
Well, yeah, but okay.
They apparently allowed it.
Okay, now, let me play the other side of the coin. These things, they're going for about 1,700 to $2,000.
Are they that expensive?
Yeah. So my thing is just get a freaking AR and SBR it. You're going to come out about $600-700 ahead of the game.
Yeah. There is another data point, and we've talked about this. A lot of people just ignore this. Technically speaking, when you're traveling with an NFA item, which is an item that's regulated under the National Firearms Act, so, short-barreled rifles, machine guns, destructive devices, I assume, all this stuff. Whenever you travel, you're supposed to, file an itinerary with the ATF.
Yeah, you fill out a form because if you're traveling out of state, So if we wanted to go down to Knob Creek, we'd have to, file a form or whatever, and, to do that. And this, because there's no NFA, paperwork or jurisdiction here, you can do whatever you want, just like you can with any other firearm.
It's interesting. I did not know they were that expensive, though.
Well,
and I wouldn't be interested. I wouldn't be interested in the ammo either. I don't want to dick with that ammo.
No, but you know what though? If I was interested in this platform, I would just shoot off the wall ammo and take the 4 MOA.
Yeah.
Now, if from what I understand, and I don't even know if this thing's on the market yet, but from what I understand, they went the The first one they put out is 300 blackout, and then they were going to go 5.56.
Oh, the first one's in 300?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
So that in itself is a deal breaker for me.
You know, I hate to do this. Gotta throw 300 guys a bone. If I was going to have basically a short-range blaster, and I'm not going to be accurate, would I rather shoot a 55 grain bullet, or what's the weight of a 300 blackout bullet these days? 200 grain bullet? I mean, I guess a 200 grain bullet would be more better.
Okay, but here's the thing. Okay, you got a shorty barrel, and you're going to run 300 blackout. Well, until they take suppressors off the NFA list, you still got to have a tax stamp for a freaking can.
Well, I know. I'm just talking about having the bullet weight to whack someone, like you're shooting someone at room distances.
Well, but you take this platform with suppressors being off the NFA list, now you can have a short-barreled 300 blackout, you can put a can on, and you don't have to mess with the NFA.
Well, except for the can.
Well, I'm saying
the can, technically, you need to do the same thing with the ATF as you do with the SBR. You got to give them an itinerary to travel with it.
But what I'm saying is if suppressors come off the NFA list, that's where this platform would shine.
Okay.
Because now instead of having to go through the NFA to get an SBR for your 300 blackout, boom, you buy this, screw your can on it. Now you have a short-barreled 300 blackout. You can throw your can on and you can do anything you want with it, and you don't have to worry about NFA rules. That's where this, if suppressors came off the NFA list, this platform would shine in 300 blackout. Even at the price. It would shine.
I can't disagree. Here's an interesting theoretical with this Franklin Armory gun. I'm just gonna be real here. I'm old. I've been around a long goddamn time. And I've seen a lot of stuff come and I've seen a lot of stuff go. I've seen a lot of stuff show up and be successful and still go. The Franklin Armory Reformation, if you're going to give odds, it's going to play out one of two ways. It's either going to be successful, and then every other company over the next 10 or 15 years is going to come out with variations of it, and they're going to figure out how to be a firearm and get down to one MOA with regular ammo at 100 yards. And it'll be like a watershed moment, and like it'll totally negate the NFA for short range rifles, or more statistically more likely, like 80% chance, this gun will fail. This company will fold, and these guns are going to be unicorns, and they're going to go up in value because they're going to be impossible to find because there's only going to be like 100 of them sold before they go out of business.
Yeah. And that would mean we would have to have one as a reference model in the armory.
Theoretically. So do you buy one or not? Like if you're, let me make this point. This is for the people at home. If you are listening to us at home and you're a regular person, what I mean by that is you don't have stupid money. Look, we put stupid money in the guns, and I'm not going to go into why. But if you are listening to us, you're like, oh yeah, Marky and Freeze are maybe talking good about this Reformation. Don't goddamn buy it. Don't buy it. Save your money, because you're literally just putting money down on a table in Vegas. This is probably going to go away. Now
I'm going to play the devil's advocate here. I'm going to play the other side of the coin. You said, if I wanted just one 300 blackout.
You have to keep mentioning 300 blackout, don't you?
Okay. No, because honestly, in 5.56, this gun in 5.56, I'd just fuck it. I wouldn't even be remotely
I totally
interested.
disagree, because I would just shoot at short range in 5.56 and buy bulk ass ammo, 55 grain Wolf steel case ammo all day.
No, but here's what I say. Okay, if I was going to chunk down $2,000, now mind you, part of the reason this rifle's $2,000 is it does have a binary trigger system in it.
That's stupid. I fucking hate that.
Well, I'm not a big fan of binary triggers either, but But, you know, it does increase the cost of the gun because binary triggers are not cheap.
I would buy it without that. I would be like, take the goddamn binary trigger out and save me $200. Fuck you.
And they very well may come up with a model that doesn't have the binary trigger to shave cost, you know, because a binary trigger is going to add what, $300 to $400 to the price of the gun.
I am not a binary trigger guy. I can't imagine they're $400, but I would bet they're $200.
Oh no, if you can buy a binary trigger for $200, you better jump on it because you can turn it over and make money on that.
See, you know what? Wow, fuck that. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, okay.
But what I'm saying is, okay, you got an 11 inch barrel or whatever they're putting on these things. You got a binary trigger. It's got an M4 style buttstock on it. Cans come off the NFA list. Now you have a short barreled suppressed AR with binary trigger. Not a bad little toy to, I mean, would I suggest you use it as your main gun? No, but you know what? It's not a bad little platform. But then again, you can build you can build an AR in 300 blackout a lot cheaper than this gun anyway. So
you keep mentioning 300 blackout, it's hurting your dog. Rusty's like, stop talking 300. You probably can't hear your dog, but we can. He's fine. 200 registration. I'm looking at the. Yeah, look. Okay, let's have a business conversation here, okay? And for everybody at home that's listening to this, if you're a gun guy, a lot of you guys always lose sight of the fact that firearms is a business. SHOT Show doesn't really exist to jack you off. It exists for people to make money. And here's the problem:
and that's why SHOT Show's not open to the public.
Yeah, I know, but a lot of people get into it. But the Franklin Armory. The Reformation is not intellectual property. It's not protected. It's not a protected technological design. It's not a whatever. Here's the bottom line on this. Franklin Armory's done all the work. Tomorrow we could get an 07. Start buying, AR uppers and lowers, get rifle or get barrel blanks even, and start selling them as, start selling a copy of this gun.
Okay, well let me go one step further.
Anderson could come out with a copy of this gun tomorrow.
I'm faxing, and I make barrels, so I make the straight cut lands and grooves that makes this gun a quote unquote firearm.
I'm going to win this argument, but go ahead. I'm going to derail you. I just want you to know it's coming.
Well, and then sell it to guys that are building their own ARs.
I don't know if you can do that because here's the problem, and you actually should know better. I do not know. Can you do that for a lower that's marked as multi-cal? Okay. I guess you would have to do it for pistols. Okay. Can a pistol lower turn into a firearm?
No.
Okay. Can a rifle lower turn into a firearm?
No.
Then you have to buy a lower. Someone has to make a firearm lower.
An 80% lower can be a firearm.
Ghost gun. I didn't know. I thought we were going to get through this whole goddamn podcast out saying ghost gun.
You said ghost gun. I just said 80% receiver.
I never get to say ghost gun because I don't use that word. I learned it from you. See, that's the thing. Dude, here's the thing. Everybody will buy one of these because it's interesting and novel or put one together. But you know what, dude? The fucking AR market is going to eat these people's lunch. Because everybody can do this. This is not intellectual property. This isn't protected. This is a legal construct that exists already in the market. It's just that no one else noticed it. dude, everybody can do this.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and you know they're going to cut these people's balls off, however expensive this rifle is, this firearm is.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting, but honestly, okay, special ammo is a killer right off the bat.
No one gives a shit about that ammo.
Yeah, exactly. And the truth is, off the shelf ammo, 4 MOA results is not impressive. Look, I'm not saying that someone won't come along and use this technology and make it better. Someone probably will. But here's the thing. Here's the race. The race is, can someone make this better before the ATF puts a kibosh on the whole thing?
The thing is, I mean, I guess in defense of the people who are coming up with this, I don't know if the ATF can actually put the kibosh on this, because it's actually, the way the law is written, you can't change the law. This isn't open to interpretation. This is actually the way it's written, because something classified as a firearm and classified as a rifle is currently U.S. code. That is not interpreted.
That can be changed.
It has to be changed by Congress. That cannot be changed by the ATF. This, here's the thing. The brace was an interpretation by the technical branch. And Franklin Armory is telling us this is an interpretation by the technical branch in West Virginia. Bullshit. Every goddamn lawyer can go in court and argue this one. Just the way the law's written. This isn't open to interpretation. They would have to pass a law to change this.
Well, but laws change all the time.
Well, yeah, good luck. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Speaking of which, there's a good segue.
All it takes is a swing in Washington to have a bunch of anti-gun liberals in charge. I mean, laws change. It can be changed.
I'm not saying it can't be changed. I'm just saying it's not as simple as like a letter. It has to go through a process. But hold on. I'm glad you went there. We had a guy roll in on the Facebook page last night and mention this, and I don't know if you've heard about it. Have you seen what's been going on with the NRA?
Yeah, I have. But honestly, see, I haven't talked about it because I'm very, very conflicted with it. I mean, I'm not real happy with the NRA right now, but, I am a long-standing life member of the NRA, and I do support the NRA. And I'm just kind of sitting on the sidelines with a bucket of popcorn kind of watching. And I know that's kind of a cop-out, but yeah.
Well, I'm here to save you. I've done a little bit of looking into this. I've been paying attention to this for a little bit, before even all the latest drama that's been going on with social media and the NRA. Bottom line is, the NRA board is bullshit.
Yes, it is.
There's a guy his name Adam Kraut. He's a lawyer, and he's trying to get on the NRA board, and I've decided I'm going to vote for him. I'm a longstanding NRA member, too. As a matter of fact, I'm life something, and then I'm 2 above life, whatever that is. I think the only thing above me is you leave shit in your will.
Yeah, I don't know what benefactor maybe.
Yeah, I think that's the will one. I think it's endowment. I don't
yeah,
know.
Whatever.
So,
it's
here's the thing. I'm not going to give up my NRA membership, but I know, for example, this one guy, Adam Kraut. I think his name's Adam Kraut. And he's a lawyer, but he's a young guy, and he's real pro-gun, and he's really in all this stuff. And he's been looking at the NRA, and he's figured out that most of these NRA board members don't even show up to the meetings. And
the board members don't have any power,
which is the problem too. But there's one girl, Marilyn Hammer. She used to be the president. I remember this woman. She is the NRA has approved the ban of, they're like, you should regulate bump stocks as machine guns and all this crap, and they don't want to listen to the NRA members. They're actually, Marilyn Hammer has come out and she said, if you vote for a person for the NRA board and they're not on the approved list, like the pre-printed list in your ballot, and you do a write-in, these people are dangerous insurgents or some shit like that. This woman needs, I'm gonna be really nice here. This woman needs to be punched in the motherfucking mouth. Fuck this woman. I am so pissed off at them. The NRA's busted on this. They are out of fucking control, and I'm not giving up my NRA membership, but I'm joining the GOA. I'm not giving any more money to the NRA, and I'm going to vote for this Adam Kraut guy, because I know if he gets on the board, if Adam Kraut gets on the board, here's the thing, the NRA is so out of control, he could get enough votes to get on the board. They're hiding the vote counts. The NRA is probably breaking the law. And they're lying to their members. And I think he'll get in there. If he has standing to get on the board, he doesn't get on the board, he's going to haul him into court, and the shit needs to change. In the meanwhile, you need to give all your money to the gun owners of America. So that's what I'm going to do. I haven't joined GOA yet, but I'm joining. Because if anything else, it'll show the NRA, that's money that's not coming here anymore. I swear, I'm not giving up my NRA membership, but all my money from now on until the shit gets worked out over there is going to GOA. And I'm voting for this Adam Kraut guy. Now, there may be other people you can vote for on the board as well, but like this Marilyn Hammer woman, she has been on the NRA board. Oh my God, dude. She was the president of the NRA back in when they passed the assault weapons ban. This woman is just a dinosaur. And she doesn't care about, first of all, I'm not trying to be a dick here. She's just a Democrat she's a FUD, dude. She's a Democrat she doesn't care about the ARs, and she doesn't care about the Armory, and she doesn't care about modern sporting rifles. She's a piece of shit. She's one of those goddamn people that sold us all out. And now that we've got GOA, I think we need to step up and do it. I'm not giving up my NRA membership, but I'm not giving the NRA any more money. I haven't given the NRA money in a couple of years because I've given the NRA thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah. No, so have I.
Yeah.
Yeah. So over the past 30 years, I can't tell you how much money I've given the NRA.
I've given the NRA over the past decade at least $3,000. Yeah.
I've given them many, many dollars.
And you know what? I think $100 or $200 or $500, if everyone would just start giving their money to the gun owners of America, because it'll become public. People are like, oh, the gun owners of America, we now have 100,000 members, or we have this, or we have that. That would really send a message to the NRA. The NRA I'm not trying to kick the NRA too hard here. Dude, you know how this is. Groups become, people get lazy, they get comfortable, people get old and, become bureaucratic, and it's the way we've always done it, and this is the way it is, and you young guys don't know shit, and this is, everyone, the NRA has become the worst thing right now, because when they come out and say that they're for, okay, perfect example, the bump fire thing. Mm-hmm. Everyone's like, okay, if we're gonna put bump fire stocks, basically, because you're not going to ban bump fire stocks, what you're going to do is you're going to put them on the NFA.
Yeah,
that's realistically what it's going to be, because if you're a machine gun manufacturer or dealer, you can have a bump fire stock. That's what they're doing. It's turning into a machine gun part. Well, if that's true, why don't we negotiate here? The NRA didn't say, let's get national reciprocity, or, hey, okay, all right, I got an idea. If we're going to put bump fire stocks on the NFA, quote, ban them, why don't we why don't we repeal the Hughes Amendment and get rid of all the silliness and bring this all into full regulation, and new shit can come in, and let's just go forward and quit all this nonsense of like pistol braces and bump fire stocks and all this crazy bullshit. Nope. We just think it should be fucking. We're going to ban this, and it's just like, you motherfuckers. I mean, there's so much we could get from this.
Well, the problem with the NRA is, they like using shit like this as a fundraiser.
Do you remember the Cincinnati NRA revolt?
I do.
I
do remember it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically, what the NRA did is, after that happened, it took them a couple years. They isolated the board, and they've now made it so the board is ineffectual, and it's just, it's Wayne and it's Chris Cox and
basically the good that what they did. I think it was in '77.
Yep.
The good they did then, they have swung all the way. The pendulum has swung all the way to the other side. I mean, because basically that took place because of the Gun Control Act of 1968.
Mm-hmm. And still, even after that, we still had a bunch of shit pass. We had the import ban, the 86 U's, the 89, the assault weapons ban.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's just like, what ended up happening is these bureaucrats at the NRA have slowly regained the way they want to do business. And they've marginalized and set up the board that it's just a joke. And if that's the case, that my interests no longer are really being served by the NRA. I think my interests are being served by the Gun Owners of America. I've been paying attention to the GOA guys, and it's really interesting. They actually, I believe the GOA just filed a suit to challenge the machine gun ban. Did the NRA ever do that?
Oh, no. No.
Well, here's another thing. Most people don't realize the NFA probably is unconstitutional. I mean, that should not come as a great big shock. Realistically, most restraining orders are unconstitutional.
Fight that battle, though.
I don't know. Well, but somebody needs to. The NRA's not going to do it.
No. I've been a member of the GOA before.
Really? I never heard of the I'll be honest with you. I don't think I ever heard of the GOA until
the GOA came about.
Ago.
The GOA came about in the mid-'70s.
Okay.
Gun Owners of America.
Okay, I did not know they were that old. I did not know.
And part of the reason they came into existence is the reason that we had the revolt in Cincinnati with the NRA.
Really, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Because I know I used to get. Do you remember that group? I'm sure they're still around. Is it the JF Jews for the Protection?
Yeah.
That's the only other alternative group I ever used to get stuff from. Jews for the Protection of JFPOA or something, protection of, I don't know, whatever it was. I don't know. But, no, I honestly, I don't think I ever heard of the GOA until within the last, realistically, 18 months. I mean, I guess it just says I won't do anything. Let's see here. That's where I'm at. So I guess I've officially endorsed Adam Crowd. I hope I said his name right. I don't know. Oh, I forgot to tell you something. A couple things. Number one, this week I got to get the 4-wheeler. Number two, you want to talk about the shooting tower? Well, let me. You know what? You know what? We don't have to talk about the shooting tower. We can leave this as kind of like a hook into the future, like a preview. But I was talking to some people yesterday, and inquiring about various facilities that have the shoot tower. And I had forgotten that there was a place that I had trained at some years ago, and their SWAT, they have a tower up, it's way north of us. They have a big-ass tower, and I think I still know the officer that runs that facility. I'm going to reach out and maybe see if I can't look at it. But it was interesting. I'm not going to say the department. Another department that I have very, 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 very minimal contact with, especially since I retired, they have a little range, and they have a tower. They have a shoot tower. And I'm like, really? How tall is their tower? And the guy's like, I don't know. It might be 10, 12 feet, maybe 15 feet. And I'm like, okay. So like they get the whole team on it or something? He's like, yeah. How far are they shooting? He goes 100 yards. I'm like, what? So they built a tower for 100-yard range? He's like, well, they really wanted the angle. They wanted a better angle for the bullet impacts because I guess their facility is probably surrounded by Rome's. I was like, oh.
I get that.
I didn't even actually want to think this, but I was afraid to ask. I was like, so you're SWAT, do you think the SWAT sniper guys for that team only ever shoot 100 yards? I was afraid to ask it because I was afraid to get the answer. I was like, holy shit. So, but you know what? If they've got a 15-foot tower, we should probably take a look at it. We've had
Where's this at?
It's a major metropolitan. I didn't say it on purpose because I'll tell you off the air. I don't want to me seem like I'm shitting on anybody. But you would be shocked. You'd be like, really? I'll tell you off the, okay, I will say this, and then we're going to get off of it. You interface with this department all the time. Okay. Don't say it.
Okay.
You know the answer. Here's your answer.
Okay.
Their SWAT team is 100 yard. It's 100
wow.
yard. Yeah. Wow.
Nice.
Dude,
nice.
Dude, you shoot deer farther than that.
Wow. Okay.
Let's see here. What else is there?
Okay.
Got a couple. So we're working on the shoot tower project to see if we can,
Yeah, I mean, just in a nutshell, I don't know, have we talked about it on a previous podcast?
This is the first people. It's really only been coming up about the past 7 or 8 days.
Okay, well, basically, in a nutshell, without going into any details, I mean, the range is coming along well. We're pushing out further and further, and and as soon as the ground dries up, we should get, what do you think, 500-600 yards here fairly soon?
Yeah,
400.
We're getting 400 now if we push it back.
Yeah.
I was out there 2 days ago, and it was a swamp.
Yeah, sure. I mean, with the weather. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to put in a tower. We need a tower.
We're thinking about it.
It's
a debate. Do we bring in bulldozers and knock down 3 hills and move 1 million metric tons of dirt, or do we just build a tower and shoot over it and use those hills as bullet impact points?
Yeah, see, I'm leaning for the tower.
It's probably cheaper to build the tower.
But hey, who doesn't like driving a bulldozer?
But it's funny because it's like, when you start talking tower, it's amazing what starts coming up. So, okay, an elevated shooting position is what it started as. And then you should put a roof on it so you can shoot all weather. A part of me's like, well, you motherfuckers can shoot in the goddamn rain or snow because that's real world. But I did say that. And then it was, you should put windows in it so you can do non-traditional shooting positions. And I was like, there is an option we looked at that does have windows, maybe, and that's fine. And then it was, a rappelling tower would be nice as well. and then, hold on. And then it was, you could put a zip line from it. I was like,
no.
But you know what? The thing is, the zip line, look, okay, because you and I are just talking because people at home can't even envision what I'm discussing. The middle of the hayfield, a tower, even a short tower, like a 20-foot tower. Dude, you put a zip line all the way down across. Basically, you land it somewhere over near the 360 range. That would cut if you had to walk. If you had to walk like it was muddy there or whatever, that would cut your walking in half.
Yeah, but you still have to walk out. I mean, yeah. Okay, now I have to admit, if you put a tower in the middle of the hayfield and run a zip line down to the 360 range, I wouldn't be doing much shooting. I'd be zip lining.
Oh, dude, that would. It would be fun. It'd be a 400-yard zip line without even trying.
Yeah, it would. But you know what? You could also put moving targets on a zip line.
Stop. No, that's the wrong way. No. And, as soon as you run a goddamn cable, somebody shoot the cable, and then you're all fucked. So, anyway, I'm not opposed to the zip line. The thing is...
stop. Okay, rappel tower, zip lines, let's just stop. We don't even have a tower.
Let me tell you this. So we got I'm not going to say the guy's name. He's our insurance agent, and so it's like, hey, we gotta lock up the insurance for this, for the range. And so look at everything and kind of what's what it is right now. He's like, the insurance would be $19 a year, and I'm like, yeah, I'll write that check. And here's the thing: it's like, wait till he sees what we're doing. That insurance is about to have to be like a $2 million policy, because he doesn't know. He doesn't know about the tower.
Because as soon as he sees a zip line,
dude,
the insurance just went up 20%.
Oh, well, and this is something. Look, because we were talking. I was talking to one of the tower options. It's really cool. These companies that make bandstands or they make press boxes for like high school and college football games. They elevate them up. It's a box or a platform, and they can put a box on it and close it. And so, or they put it out on the edge of the field, so say Ohio State can have their big marching band, and everyone can see the drum mate, or who runs the bands? What is that guy called?
I don't know. Who cares?
The band director, so they can see him waving his stick. Well, would you buy these? They're prefab, or they assemble them, or they'll come out and they'll build it up and pour foundation, do whatever. And, you can get them a platform at say 8 feet, 11 feet, 12 feet, and then 18, 20, 22, 20, whatever feet. You can get a ladder, or you can get a staircase, or you can get landing staircases where it comes up to a landing, to a landing, to a landing, which is pretty handy. You're getting into some significant money. One of the things that they do, and I was like, it really increases the cost, is they always want to build a cage at the bottom of the staircase to lock people out. And the truth is, if we build a rappel tower, or we put even a basic bandstand tower, I don't know, 20-foot platform, just for insurance purposes, we're not going to be I'm not going to build a lockout on it, but we're going to have to try to close it up, because somebody could come through there, at night and frickin' swan dive off that thing, break their neck, and no one finds them for 3 days. It's the insurance is about. Our insurance is about to get really fucking expensive. It's going to be remember I used to have to carry $2 million of liability insurance back in my old job, and we're going to be right back to that, because it's going to be. I can't believe I even said on public but I used to carry. I've never admitted that, but yeah, it's going to have to be at least $1 million policy, if not $2 million, just because of the potential for somebody to jump off a tower. So. It's interesting.
Well.
So if you're out there, if you make towers or rappel towers or whatever, reach out to us. Maybe we can do business. Also, and this was interesting too, there's a company, they told me no, they didn't want to deal with us. They're like, they said we only deal with high schools and colleges or academics institutions. They didn't want to fucking even hear about fucking shoot towers. But they have a product. This was so cool. It's a flatbed trailer. And it's
I saw that.
Yeah, and it's a flatbed trailer, and it's got all the stuff on it, and it folds flat. Flat is not the right term, but it folds down so you can get it under highway passes. But then you could set it up somewhere. You crank the tower up and then lock it down, and you could get up there and do what you're going to do. I was scouring the country to see if I couldn't find some school or business or somebody that had one of these trailers that was going out of business or upgrading, and see if I couldn't find a used one, and then we could just pull a trailer out. And then, because with a trailer, first of all, we could move it. Second of all, we don't need permits, construction permits. And, it'd be even better to secure it. The only thing is it's more likely to be stolen.
Well, that would be my main concern, having it stolen.
Yeah.
But man, I'll tell you what, that mobile tower unit on the trailer, man, looked really, really interesting.
Yeah, but it has some downsides. Max you're getting 2 people on it at one time, and for the money. Here's the thing: for the money that would cost new, dude, you could build a 40-foot rappel tower. I mean, the money to facility ratio doesn't really make sense unless I could get one super cheap used. But yeah, anyway, that's the shoe tower thing. So hey, I always like to end on a police blotter, and I want to give you my my best police blotter for this episode, and I thought you would find this great. You ready for this one? Because we've been going for a while. El Chapo is, right? Because Mexico's not a shithole country. Well, he was arrested and extradited to the U.S. and he's in the U.S. I think. And so they're getting ready to do the trial, and so they're going through jury selection, or they're about to, I guess. And there's a big debate. People are getting called in because this is going to be a long trial. This trial is probably going to go on for many, many, many weeks, if not months, because there's going to be so much evidence and so many crimes. So, people are like, I can't take off work or whatever. Then can I go home at night? Or am I going to, then it's like, well, we're probably going to have to sequester people and hide, because for their safety. So
they don't get killed.
El Chapo's legal team actually released a statement and said, you don't have to sequester the jurors in this trial. He promises not to have them killed. That's nice. Mexico. Thank you.
Dude,
yeah. Build the
that.
Motherfucking wall. God almighty.
I promise I won't have them killed.
All right. This wraps up episode 84 of the John1911 Podcast. If you like this kind of content, please go to our blog page, John1911.com. We'll have some pictures and photographs of some of the stuff that we discussed on the podcast posted there. Special promotional consideration to Mitch at A&M Promotions. He's the one who has to keeps us legal for the FCC. And so remember, it's all about shooting guns and having fun. Everybody, have a good day.
See you later.